I have a highly annoying project to complete today. I have this Bowers Wilkins booster harness. Goes into the booster, not the RAM. This is supposed to let me connect to my factory signal to plug into my line out converter, and the one I can easily get to is the RAM. The booster apparently is on the back side of that, so now I have to take the entire interior quarter panel off. That's the one I can grab with my hand and unplug and plug back in. The harness fits, but it doesn't have enough connections. The one I need to get to, I can't even see from here. I have to remove that amp or the RAM to get to the booster, which means I have to remove the interior clips and the cargo luggage grab area, and these bolts plus more clips. So this is going to be fun. This is worth noting. I watched a video from Simple Car Guy. It says remove the bolt that's there. Well, you can't see the bolt if it's a T25. Alright, I thought I was going to drop a screw back behind there, which I don't want to do. So, little magnetizer. Oh yeah. Yep. That's how you do it. Next, there are two T30s you have to remove. Got that out. Remove this piece. Just pulls right off pretty easy. And now you have to take this clip out here, and there's a couple more screws under there. One T30 screw. And once I get this one out, I have to remove this back corner here, and there's another, I think, T25 up there. And the screw will just stay in there. It's not coming out, but it's in its own little box. There's a clip here, another one here, and I think the third one's back here. Nice little Bowers Wilkins speaker. So there's a T30 there and there, and then I should be able to pull this off, but then I have to be cautious of the wires that are connected, or the back seat fold downs and the controls right here. There's another T30 right there. Since I don't need to take the entire amp out of there, I'm going to leave this connected and see if I can get to the harness that I need to access. I guess there's 4 bolts. There's one here, another there, and the 4th one is back there. Well, sometimes you still got to move stuff out of the way. So I had to disconnect this. I needed a little pick tool to get that one out. Those 2 connectors. 2 connectors here for the back seat controls. I loosened this up so I can kind of work my way, back here more. I'm just trying to avoid having to take this whole apparatus out of here. So I can now somewhat get to this amp back here, but I need to be able to disconnect one of the wires that I'm having a little bit of a challenge getting to. Alright, I got the connect. Alright, I managed to plug the factory adapter in, which is this white one that you can't see very well. And now, or not the factory adapter, my Bowers Wilkins adapter. So now I got to plug the factory harness into this guy. And then these output cables are my signal. Actually, the black and red ones don't do anything, but the green and white ones are the sub outputs. So now that this is plugged back in, I'm going to see if my original audio system still works before I button all this stuff up. We still have audio. Alright, so the stereo works, and I'm thinking ahead a little because I'm going to install an amp that has I have a bass knob and a audio control level knob, so I'm pre-running those while I have these panels off. And for anyone who's interested, I did an ohm test on the factory subs of Bowers and Wilkins, 2 8-inch subs. They are 6 ohms each, which is kind of an oddball ohm. But I have the option to power those with this adapter through an external amplifier, which I might do. But I don't really need to because the factory setup powers those amps, or powers those subs pretty good. While I have the panels opened up, I'm also going to use the factory ground up here. I got the 10mm bolt off. I'm going to run this wire. This one's kind of like a false bolt. It's, when I removed it, you can push it back and forth. That top one's solid, so it should be good. Plus that's where the booster amp is grounded to. Ground wires there, all nice and solid. Well, I have most of the Humpty Dumpty back together. Gotta fasten in the bolts, put the side skirts on. All squared away now. Put the car back together, no extra bolts. That's important. And I did some pre-wiring for the amp I'm getting ready to install. So, well, these are the signal cables I plug into, which I can unplug that adapter and make those wires longer. And then I ran a ground and my 2 remote wires all under the trunk here, which I've sound dampened. Now I need to do some amp placement and hook up, some power.